And good to see you. I am Debra. Oh, there we are. I was going to introduce you to the line drawing, which is Lalit. Hi. Oh, good to see everyone. Thank you for coming. I love my music. Oh, I just got notified that we're live on my phone. Oh my gosh. So here we are. Denise, hello. It's good to see you. And the answer is yes for tomorrow. Charlie C. Sage of Fire. Pink hand waving. Julie V1112.
Julie.
So nice to see
Hi,
you.
Julie.
And she says, you just received your clarity
Julie. Isn't it better than you could ever have imagined? It's such a shock when you get it. I went, wow, it's amazing.
I'm so excited that you did that. If you have any questions, call me. If you have any, if there's anything wrong with the deck, don't worry. Everything's replaceable. I'll send it. You can send it right to the publisher and blah, 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 all that stuff. But I think you're going to like it. And Craig, it's good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, Craig.
And so we have a little interesting thing we're going to do today. We're going to do more readings. Hello, Amanda. Thank you so much for coming in, kiddo. And Earth Star One. I was watching someone else's channel, and some of the names you guys come up with are so funny. Oh, gosh, I just love it. But not that your Earth Star One is funny. I like that. And you're a member. Thank you so much for being a member. I want to, and Denise, you as well. Thank you so much, everyone who has spent time on the channel, who's commented, who's liked, who's shared, who's joined membership. And the support is moving. It means the world to me. And I just really appreciate all of you, and all of you on the replay. We love you. We love you too. So thanks for coming. We've got Glenda here. Hi, Polly. Hi, Polly. And Joan Baker. So good to see you. Now we're going to be doing some readings today. We're going to be doing some readings. We're not, the heavy part of, well, I'm going to make a statement that Lalit might correct me on, but when we started this channel together, well, I started the channel, but started doing shows together, the alignment of the stars were so weird and mind-blowing that we spent a lot of time on the channel, on the shows, explaining where it is, getting your charts so you can have them with you. And so when Lalit gives you some information, you can check your chart to see how things will affect you. And got a couple more people coming in. Mary, nice to see you. Hello, everyone, she says. That's great. So, so here we are. So we do have, Lalit does have a lesson for us today. Real quick, I'm going to get my mic out of here, I think. And are
you hearing me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
That's great. Right. So well, let's see. What are we? Let me see if I can share with the people what our topic. Yeah. Our topic.
Why are you acting so weird? I'm just stressed. Mercury's in retrograde, shall we?
So here we are. Mercury's in retrograde, and Lalit has some really cool things to share with us. First of all, it is
come out, wherever you are.
There she is. I'm gonna move off.
For those of you who are not watching but just listening, it's Glinda the Good Witch calling the Munchkins out, saying, "You can come out now. Mercury retrograde has ended. Yay!" And she waves the good one, but not quite so fast.
Yeah.
And you said I would correct you. I'm not going to correct you about what you said at all. You said just right. We started at the astrological event. That's the biggest event in like 20,000 years. Who knew? But so I blabbed too much.
You
I
know
was
you
too
did.
long-winded. Yeah, but I did. So today we're just going to do a brief talk about this Mercury retrograde that everyone here is living through, and some of us more than others, but everybody's feeling this one, and the world at large, as we can see our politics, the two big wars going on in the world. It's in society, and it's also individually. We're feeling the ramifications of this big Mercury retrograde because it has been happening in conjunction with all those other things, with all of the eclipses and Pluto moving into Aquarius. So this is the biggest Mercury retrograde in Aries. So it's affecting people a lot. If you were affected by the solar eclipse, as people were, it's going from this retrograde of 16 degrees to 27 degrees of Aries. And the cardinal signs. So Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer will get hit harder, but everybody feels it. So I wanted to make a little analogy about what happens in Mercury retrograde, because I think most people are not aware of this, but it makes sense. If you think of a train that is going along the track, if it has to suddenly reverse direction, it can't just suddenly go from full speed ahead to going quickly in reverse. It has to slow down, come to a stop, then start to back up slowly. So there's that motion is included in the retrograde. So I made a little picture, and we're going to tell a little story. So this picture, you bought some theater tickets, and you're going to a show that you've been waiting to see forever, your favorite thing, and you're so excited. You leave your house at 16th Street, and you get going, and you go forward to get to the theater at 27th Street. These are the degrees, not the street, no, just as an analogy. So 16 degrees to 27, and you say, oh no, I forgot the tickets. You stop, the car is stopped, you slowly turn around, and you say, I'll go back home and get them. We won't have time for dinner before the show, but we'll still make it in time for the show. You go all the way back home to 16th Street, 16 degrees, you get out of the car, run in the house, you're not moving anywhere. Then you turn around and you go back, and you're not in the clear until you actually get to the theater at 27th Street. So 27 degrees is where you're out of the clear. So it goes forwards, then it comes to a stop. This is called stationary because it's not moving. Retrograde, then it goes retrograde, stationary here, and then forward, direct. So here's the timing of the whole thing. We left our house to go to the theater on March 18th in 16 degrees of Aries. We'd been going along fine, full steam ahead till right around April Fool's Day. Good joke on us. That was the turning point for Mercury. And it was in 27 degrees. I rounded off so you wouldn't be bothered with minutes. We stayed in this place for a few days, turned around and went slowly all the way back to 16 degrees. Here we are now. This is April 25th and 26th, so this is today. We're stuck stationary. It's no longer retrograde, but it's not really moving yet either. It's steady, still not going anywhere. We're at a standstill. We'll gradually pick up steam and move forward for the last time. And this area is called the shadow because you're not really making any progress. You're zigzagging around, but you're not making real forward. You're not making the progress you want till you're out of the shadow, till we pass this marker, 27 degrees, May 14th. So we'll be gradually picking up steam from now. The second week of May will be the real all clear. Now, it doesn't mean it's not going to be bad until then. No, things will start clearing out gradually, little by little, until you can really breathe a sigh of relief. And it's going to be a couple of weeks. And I think we've all felt it politically and also in society and some different things that are happening around the world. I just wanted to briefly show you, we're not going to get into this, but
I thought you would. I wanted to tell you that Mary Thornberry says, I thought that was over yesterday, Mercury retrograde. I'm with you,
No,
girl. Right.
we wish, but that's the real reality. It's no longer moving backward, but we're not out of the woods. So you turned around. We're now heading in the right direction. We have the goal. We're starting to pick up some steam, but we don't reach the all clear until we're back where we started the retrograde. And then things will be much brighter. You know, you're still in the dark forest and you gradually see more and more light when you get to the end, but it is no longer retrograde. So the worst is over. We're making real progress. We're not going to go back again. We're making real forward motion.
Julie says, thank you for explaining that, Lalit. I heard someone else say it and it was confusing, but
I thought about it, and I thought, well, what would I do? And I thought the theater tickets is a good analogy. You get to the theater, you turn around, I got to go back home and all the way back. So you're not really out of the clear till you get back to where the theater is, 27th Street, 27 degrees. Okay, this next part, a little bit entertainment purposes only. I'm going to say something unkind. I don't like to say bad things about people, but there's something I would like to get off my chest, because I was looking at Netanyahu last week. We had talked about Israel, and I said, oh, I didn't have Netanyahu's birth time. Here's his chart, and here are his transits. So I will go into this when I get it in a little bit. I'm going to put this on my channel, and we could do a deep dive into all this stuff, but this is not the place, because we want Debra to do some readings for us, and I'll do some readings for us. And I'm just going to say it as quickly as I can. Notice it's all Aries and Libra. Everything is in his chart, from Libra, Aries, Mars, and Saturn. It's very unpleasant, but without getting into the technical aspects, I just want to tell you what my take on what actually happened in Israel. And I've spent a lot of time in Israel, and I love it. And I think it's the most fascinating, wonderful place. I didn't ever live there. I've been many months there, but I lived in Rome for a long time. It's a little hard to live in Israel because of all the conflict, you know. And Netanyahu has things in his chart that are a little bit frightening, and I interpret it like this. And I don't know, I'm just an astrologer. I know nothing, entertainment purposes only. This is just astrology. So, and Netanyahu knew very well that the attack was happening. He knew it was coming, and he knew it was going to be bad. He's pretending that they sort of thought, oh, it wouldn't be anything. What are they going to do to us? No. He had all along been wanting to destroy Hamas. When the Palestinians had the election and Hamas won, it was kind of very difficult for them to have what was really a terrorist organization in charge of the Palestinian, and he really wanted to do away with that, but he didn't feel free to make a move on them. So he welcomed, this is a terrible thing to say, but he welcomed an attack on Israel so that he could make a big move and say it's self-defense, and call it self-defense. And there was now, I don't think America did the same thing. World War II was another ball game. But if you can remember back or know history, I wasn't alive then, but you know, Pearl Harbor Day was a day when life changed in America. Roosevelt said the day that lived in infamy, because the American was kind of isolationist. We were helping in the war effort, but not really involved. But with the attack on Pearl Harbor, America, you know, went in full time and with, you know, full heart and all speed, you know, all steam ahead. I don't know how to say it, but had change of heart. So he wanted the people to have a change of heart, to feel free to be on the offensive, but say we're just defending ourselves. And I think that it was like that. So there we go. I tried to keep that as simple.
Yeah, that's very interesting about that. And that does it's starting to definitely queue up to be that way, I think. And so I'm just going to got another. I do have. Thank you for that.
And there's
I'm gonna-
money involved too.
Yeah, I wonder what he wants. I don't know.
Money, and power.
Oh, Karina says, my absolute favorite hour of the week with the two most beautiful girls. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Girls.
I love that girly stuff.
Girly.
I'll send
When
you the
you're
$5.
74, da 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 da. That's how old I am.
Glenda and Craig, I do have your questions starred. And
we have Glinda. Look at Glinda. That she's the real beauty. There's Glinda.
So I was going to make a joke because I queued up this one joke, but I don't know if I could do it with Netanyahu. That's too serious. Oh yeah, I can.
Oh, we need a joke.
Here we go. Here we go.
That was bad.
This is for Netanyahu.
You're a crooked, creepy, no good, rotten worm.
That's right. You're a no good, rotten worm. That'll give them all that is. So tell me, everyone, how are your astrology charts coming along? Are you able to follow the ones that you got or your regular ones? If so, you can follow along with her Lalit's information. So I think I have. Excuse me, Mary Thornberry. I thought I starred you, but I did star you. Please, if you wouldn't mind, you can also do political readings. You don't have to think up another thing to ask, because I know a lot of you get readings all over the place. So you could ask anything. I don't do medical, and I don't do, tell you what stock to buy or anything like that. But I can do a lot of stuff and would love to. So if you would want to put political questions on as well, Mary, I have you starred, but I'd like you to, in all caps, write your question, if you don't mind. So I have the one.
May I say something?
Mhm.
You are. I want everybody to know Debra is way too modest. Tell everybody. Would you tell everybody what your accuracy percentage is?
I work for a company. Actually, it's in the show notes, believe it or not. But I'm so proud of it because they calculate this company calculates everything, and I have a 92% accuracy banner. But it still makes me,
which counts for 100%, because that 7 or 8% is the factor of the free will and the time change, the timeline shifts that are happening.
You know what? I was wrong about Katie Porter and Schiff, the people for the Senate. And with the numbers and everything, I really was backing, and it looked good for Katie Porter because she is she's having a 3 personal year. Of course, she's very bright, and she's my favorite. And so I calculated that she would win, and she did not. That doesn't mean that her 3 personal year, which is one of the coolest creative years you got going, she's not going to land on her feet. So there's that 8% all over the place.
She came out of the gate winning, and everybody was in favor of her. Everybody was in favor, but she's got that special talent in the she's a lawyer and economist also.
I know.
She's going to have a big job in the administration. I think she's going to have a big job.
Yeah.
I think that you're going to be, I totally agree with you. She's going to be a rising star it just not in the Senate, but probably in the cabinet or the administration or some big thing that she's able to help all these Aquarian ideals that we're talking about, childcare, school lunches, healthcare, women's rights, all this stuff. She's the one to do that job, and that's the most important job right
I
now.
so
And
admire her.
She's going to do it. I think you're right, Deborah. So don't say you weren't right on that one. I think
Thank you. Well, I thought she was
time will
win
tell.
this.
Time will tell if she is going to win, and she's going to do all those things.
Because in California, the ballot was this. It was, who do you want for Senate? And then who do you want for Congress? And the same names were on both, so they could keep their seat. But I forgot to.
She had to give up her seat.
I know that's usually what happens, but in California, the ballot had a chance, but people didn't follow what that was. So I voted for her to go to the Senate and go to the Congress, but I'll have to figure that out. So in my little notes down below my ticker tape is that free readings are done in random order. I'm probably going to miss you. If it's in capital letters with some emojis, it'll catch my eye. And I need bigger letters these days at this time of my life. But your reading your question will bump up into priority if you went ahead and blessed us with a super chat, super sticker. You can PayPal or Venmo a donation. That would be great. But then I'm going to move in and start starring. I do have 7 starred. Here we are. Here's another one. Julie asked a question. I'm just looking. What's my summer going to look like? Okay, Mary, I've got you. Okay, I just read your message, Cynthia. Great. Get back to me. Oh, you just thank you. Cynthia, you're so sweet. Okay, so I'm going to start the starred questions or the starred stuff. There was someone here. This unstarred you. Sorry, all this technical stuff. Craig would like. She says, Clara. That's his spirit guide, his guardian angel, his other half in spirit. Have a message from me. She always has something to say. As a matter of fact, I am taking mediumship classes from Suzanne Giesemann, and I do mediumship with my cards, but I want to get more evidence, so I'm studying it. So this is great. I'm going to start with my cards and then move into what I've learned so far, which is an internal process. And hopefully maybe I can get something of a visual. I've been getting visuals. It's been kind of exciting learning something new. And so her message to you is, I've got a lot of pentacles. I've got the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles. So Pentacles isn't just money. It is all the tangible things in your life, your house, your car, even relationships. It shows that you're a bit in your head about something. And that little something is being stuck in a certain frame of certain thought pattern. I've got the, I've got the Hanging Man reversed, meaning that if it's upright, you're thinking outside the box. But if it's reversed, it means you're a little stubborn on one thing. She's very, very proud of you. 6 of Wands. She is coming through as the Queen of Wands. So when she still has fast moving energy, a lot of fast moving energy. And Oh, she loves you so much. So here is the lover's card. The lover's card means collaboration. And it also means bringing together opposites. You are alive and she is not. So it's that moving together in opposites to have a great a great relationship. So the bottom line is this: I don't see anything wrong with with pentacles, your money, your house, your tangibles, whatever's coming up. And I do see this as present moment and in the direct past. And then coming up, it looks like there's going to be something offered to you that you're going to be a little stubborn about. And she's asking you to just look outside the box if you can and stop overthinking. This timeline would be the next couple of weeks. Not the whole shadow of retrograde, thank goodness. But that is that. Let me go back to see how far I've got you. Let's see. Okay.
May I say something to Craig?
Yes.
Craig, I did the mediumship class. I did I didn't do the ones where you have private with Suzanne, but I did all her video lessons on the website. I think she is wonderful, and she really has techniques that are well developed, clear, precise techniques that really work, and meditations and things that you do to expand your energy field in order to improve your skills. And her techniques are fabulous and very clear, and she's just wonderful, really heart-centered. It's really uplifting. I don't think you can fail with her.
No, I was drawn to her after you told me about it. I did immediately sign up for a class, and then I thought the better of it because I was a little too busy. But this time I've really dove in, and I've gotten some results. And not using the cards, not using any of the modalities I normally do, which is refreshing. And you know what, people? Oh, Craig was just saying here, oh, I think I know. I think I have an idea of what it is about being stubborn. So I'm glad that's working out, because that's where she wanted to point you in that direction. And people who are studying anything, astrology, numerology, tarot, pendulum, that doesn't matter what it is, you will master it. I promise you. People look at the deck and say, oh, 78 cards. Don't look at it as 78 cards. Look at it as 78 ways spirit can talk to you. So now that I know every single card backwards and forwards, upside down and right side up in mediumship, that's something they can just show me instead of going like this, saying that's a tattoo, right? They can bring up cards to get me there without, well, I don't know what card would tell me it's a tattoo, but I don't know what I'm saying. The point of my jibber jabber is this: whatever you start, you will master, and you'll actually grow a bit bored with it. And then you put on the next layer. So I encourage my students just starting out with tarot, read all the cards upright. Don't worry about it. When that becomes a little routine, then we start learning about the reversals. And then we'll start learning about different spreads. Astrology, the same way. You start adding a different layer on. So my different layer is mediumship now. So I'll let you know how it goes. Let me just look here. I've got another message here. So Joan says she hasn't had her chart done. So what's going on with Susan Lynn? Is that something I should know about? I don't know. So Lalit, did you receive my birthday chart? Annie Hamlet.
Annie, I have to tell you, I've been stuck in Mercury retrograde with my family. I told you about the floating car. I have a video of my son's car bursting into flames at the DMV. So it's been a little bit of cleanup, and we're almost out of the woods. So I looked when you first asked me that, and I saw that it had arrived, and I haven't looked at my emails all week long.
No problem. No problem.
But I am going to do it. I really am. I'll get it out to you very, very soon. We're moving forward now. So
not Susan Lynn. Mediumship through Susan Giesman. I should have
Suzanne
Giesman. Sorry.
Giesman.
Yeah, because her daughter who passed away is named Susan. So
That's right.
I'm going to, when I have a minute, I might go get her website, but it's on the Shift Network. It's not Susan Lynn though. Let's see. Here we go. Lalit, you have my chart and said you wanted to talk about manifestation and use it. Mary, there's been too much Mercury retrograde in the world.
I have Mary's chart here.
Oh, you do?
I do. I saw her. She called. I have hers. This is her summer. This is your summer. You asked about summer. There is something happening for you, Mary, in the summer. That's really wonderful. So this on the outer wheel, these are your transits of today that are happening. Now we're going to go back to today. This is August. So I'm going back to today. Here's April 26th. We've had this Jupiter-Uranus thing. Now, Jupiter is the great benefic, and when it crosses over your ascendant, it's like a breath. You know, the angels will sing, and you will have some wonderful things happen. In a few months, it's going to be there. So we're going to move the things forward. You see, each month they're moving. This is, excuse me, I'm moving it the wrong way. Here we go. This is July. In July, Jupiter is really approaching your ascendant, getting closer. And everything is passing over your moon in Gemini in the 12th house. So you will have an influx of inspiration, and you're going to have, in the negative side, there might be some nervousness or a little bit of a lot of nervous energy and a lot of changes coming for you, and maybe some trips for you. And when Jupiter passes over the ascendant, you're going to be having a big breakthrough. This will be happening at the end of August. At the end of summer will be a big breakthrough for you. You're going to be feeling reborn. You might have a change of location or a move or something like that, but definitely new mental pursuits. So if you are studying something or working on something, even publishing or writing or books or automatic writing or whatever it is, you're going to be very inspired and a big breakthrough for you. Very good. So that's good for Mary. I don't see you, Deborah. Are you still there? Did I get?
No, I started talking to myself.
Oh, okay. I thought it was me. I'm going, oh no.
I forgot I was in the dark.
I don't know.
I'm just happy in the dark. I'm happy in the dark. So Denise would like to know what software you are using.
This software is called Sirius, Sirius.
All right. Thank you very much.
It's expensive, but it's really comprehensive. I love that feature where you can move the planets around in time and go backwards or forwards, look at dates. And
see, you're just a control freak. Controlling the worlds. Earth Star 1 is calling. How do I get my chart then? Are you still accepting? No.
I have a bit of a backlog. So it's going to take me at least 10 days to catch up with new people.
So why don't we just hold off so you don't feel overwhelmed, and
Yeah,
then you'll make an
I'm feeling
announcement.
so guilty. I
We're,
really have.
oh yeah,
So
don't do that. Don't do that. This is supposed to be the
it's
fun part
about
of
it's
life.
yeah, I love it. I love it. I
I
love it.
know.
It's if I could just sit home and do this all the time, I would be as happy as a clam.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I know. Hey, Bora Bora, thanks for stopping in and being the
So,
moderator. I really
but I will
appreciate that.
answer the question. This is where you would, to my email. You need to send me your date, time, and place.
Yeah,
And
but
I
you
will
can't ask
get to
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
You can't ask about it because it makes her feel bad. So it'll take a while. She'll get it in good time. So I got to be my your protector right now because I know how you feel. I
I
feel the
do.
same way.
There's nothing I love more than doing this, but it's been a little bit. I've had some family complications, so we shall say, that have kept me a little busy.
You know, I wanted to ask you about those complications because here it is, Richard. Oh no, so Robert was here last week, and he said the same day your son's car burst into flames, his brother's car did the same. And went into ashes.
All the fire department coming in.
Yeah,
I was just like,
I
oh my God, at the
I
DMV.
I did respond to his chat or his comment by saying, I hope your brother's car wasn't an electric car because sometimes those
Oh,
batteries tend to
that's
be
dangerous.
weird. Yeah, but they're not doing that much anymore, but just thinking. There, and also Miriam asked how I did the numbers. The only different thing that I do when I add up numbers for numerology is I do not take the year you were born and add it up and reduce it before I add everything else up. So that's the tricky part. The reason people add up 1976 1976 and then reduce it into a small number and then just add that small number in, what the reason they do that is there's a theory which I do not subscribe to in numerology. There is a theory of karmic debt, and I do not believe in karmic debt. If your number happens to be a certain couple of numbers, your numerologist will tell you basically you're screwed for this lifetime. I'm sorry to be this direct, and I'm sure I'm going to ruffle some numerologists up, but that is why I do not. I'm getting a little steamed now, but this is the reason why I do not add up the way it's normally done. I don't believe in this karmic debt stuff. And if you keep doing it in the 50s, 40s, all the way up to the 2000s, then you're going to be stuck in that. Let's get that karmic debt number up. And I do not believe we are incarnate. This is a totally new earth. We're here, a totally new world. We got to think differently. And if you reduce, you add up your year of birth and reduce it to a single number before doing the addition, you will miss major numbers, 11, 22. The master numbers won't come up. You'll come out to be, if you reduce it, you'll come out to be a 2 instead of an 11, a 4 instead of a 22. You see where I'm going with this? So that is why I take every number and just add it on to it, the next. You have a big number, double digit, you reduce it down, and that's your number. So that's my,
Deborah,
mhm. What?
I'm exploding, Deborah. I really am. I never heard you say it exactly like that. And I am so excited because I feel exactly the same. And it took me years and years and years to come to that conclusion, because I started doing yoga, et cetera, in 1960s and went to India. And, there's a whole thing about karma. It took me years to come to this. I feel exactly about it the way that you do.
Right, right. Any karma that I find in a like in a soul realignment that I do, any karma I see in this lifetime in your reading, in your Akashic records, is unjustified karma. Is unjustified karma. So it's, what that means is that you can carry a guilt for someone. You misremember because you reweave your golden web or your memory system, the memory net of all that you've learned from all your past levels. You misremember. And that's when I go into karma. That's how I do it. So thanks for that. Thank you for that.
It is true that what you put out is what you get back, but it's all fluid, and
it is a perfect system that happens in each moment. With each direction you go.
With each direction you go. And it includes this moment of now has tendrils to what we call past and future, which don't exist.
That's
right. So we're in the eternal now.
Yeah. Yep. Awesome. So yeah, you don't believe in karmic debt either. So add your numbers up like me, one right after the other. So that I'll quit, get back to reading. Sorry about that. Okay. Glenda. Question, will my daughter's lawsuit be settled by July? That's an easy one. And I'll tell you why. I am going to lay down the 5 cards that will tell me whether it's yes, no, and then it'll tell me why it's yes and why it's no. Maybe there's some star action going on about that time. So I'm getting a yes, and it looks quite nice, actually. So that's a big buildup I gave you. So it does look like things are going to work out well for her. What did you get, Lalit?
I didn't do it. I was waiting to see your cards. I do have my cards right here.
Oh, good, because I'm
waiting for the master. Could you show me what you got?
Yeah, I've got the 6 of, so the even numbers are yeses. This is a yes card. The Lovers is a yes card. 4 of Wands is a yes card. The no cards are the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So there's more yeses than nos. But inside of it, what's interesting is that I have the Family card. And I also have the 4 of Wands, which means that you have a good case, solid case. And the Knight of Wands tells me that it's going to move quite quickly. So I should have done that. I should have put him up in my little carrier, which is down on the floor right now.
So I did it, Deborah. I got 4. I got temperance.
Uh-huh.
Yes. 2 of Cups. Yes. King of Wands. That is a little no. And then we have Emperor, yes. And the Moon, yes. Those are big time.
Yeah, that's a solid yes.
Solid yes.
It's a solid yes.
Solid yes. With, I think there's the family. This is going to, I think, bring a lot of emotions and release to your family.
The thing is that the Emperor is all about corporations, structure, the norms, the ethics, and all that stuff, and that's good. But here it is: the Temperance on one side and the Moon on the other tells you don't show your hand with any emotion. You're saying that there is going to be emotion there. But it's probably best if you just answer questions with no fluff, if you ask me. That's how I see it.
I had thought hidden emotions, but that are deep. But you saying you should keep them, keep control.
Yeah, because that's
keep them deep.
the shadow side. You don't
The shadows.
reveal. The moon upright does not reveal everything. This doesn't share. The reverse moon means they don't share with intention for ill will. So the reverse moon, not so good. But in a yes no reading, it really doesn't matter if it comes in upright or up, the other way. It really doesn't matter. So I hope that serves you, my dear.
That looks strong.
Yeah, it did. Question, please. What are my gifts? Amanda, did you put in your numbers? I'm sure let me just see here. No, you didn't. That's fine. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Thank you, Debra and Lalit. My daughter passed before the case was settled. Yes, so very emotional. Yes. I'm so sorry for your loss, sweetheart. Life gets hard. Let me see. Okay, Amanda, we're going to be working on you right now. Well, you are very good at giving. In fact, that's what kind of motivates you to work hard. So you can have that extra little bit to give away. And, but one of I'll tell you what your superpower is, but I want to tell you what your kryptonite is first. You feel, let me see how I can put this. I have guilt and remorse. So that means you're really, really hard on yourself. That if something goes wrong or goes different, not wrong, just different, it's like, oh, I wrecked it, that kind of thing. So whenever there is, and it also pulls you into inaction when that happens. So just know that if you're steady and not moving forward, it's because you think you did something wrong, which you didn't. I mean, let's face it. There's very few decisions anyone can make that can't be unmade. You buy a car, you decide you don't like it, you get another car. You marry someone, decide you don't like them, you get another one. But the suffering is in the decision making. But one of the things you are very good at is the figuring out. I was just thinking, what's the phrase? Divine order. Now, some of your stuff can be scattered, piles of this and that, but you know where everything's at. So anything with divine order, I have a lot of pentacles here. So it would be finance or moving things that are tangible, like organizations, moving people into action, that type of thing. If you do have your date of birth, I can get you a little bit closer to that. What did you get?
Well, I didn't do a card reading for her.
Oh, what did you do?
Well, I was waiting. Maybe I thought I could, if she comes back next week, and I can do her chart. I entered her name, thinking maybe she sent it to me, but I didn't have it. So
you didn't have it.
And so that's
that's the one thing.
But for this kind of a question, I would feel better if I had a birthday
with the stars. Me too. I like birthdays too, because it gives me something more to hang on to. But that is why it's what's interesting about Lalit is she'll do your chart and get that all, but she'll keep it with your name on it. So just like with who was it?
Mary Thornberry.
Yeah.
She had her. So I have a special folder that says inspire. So when you get your chart, it'll say inspire, and then Mary said Thornberry, Mary. So when you're in class, I look for it in the folder, and boom, there it is. So we can
There it
look at
is.
a little question because the
That's pretty good.
work is done and move the planets around to see how they evolve in time. So I would,
So-
on a question of that type, I would like to defer till I get a birth date.
Got it. So Glenda wants to know what our thoughts are about the Supreme Court and Trump. Oh my God. Here's a little.
Whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
He's a crook. So
I think it's going to be partial, that they will get some things, but not everything that we should. So
I'm gonna
he
ask-
won't get full immunity. I don't think he's getting full immunity, and it is going to impede progress. It's going to put a monkey wrench in the works, and it may cut out some of the things that would have happened. They might have to limit it somehow. But in the final analysis, I'm positive that Trump is going to be in no shape to be doing anything next year. He's going to be physically unable, and he's not going to be in a position of power. And that's the final answer. But how we get there exactly, it's still up in the air. And the Supreme Court is really a disappointment.
Mhm.
It was an institution of respect and something that you esteem. The people had reverence for them, and now they have really thrown poo-poo on that.
Thank you, Mitch McConnell. Okay, so what I have about this is something kind of exciting. So there's some celebration, 3 of Cups behind the scenes from the stupid people. This is the reverse page of Cups. This guy isn't stupid, but it's an immaturity kind of thing. So that's the group that want to take away our democracy. But the coolest part is that Spirit has given us the Fool card. That means that there is going to be a big surprise. What do you call that? A red herring? I don't know.
Well, red herring is when there's a clue that leads you astray.
Oh, well, then that's not a red herring.
Not a
It's
red herring,
something
but I
else.
think I'm feeling the same thing because I think Jack Smith is going to come in through the back door.
I think it's going to be a woman.
Closed. Oh,
The Empress.
Women are definitely involved. I
Right.
think so.
The Empress, and they're going to come from many. The Empress there's a lot of options.
A lot of options.
Lot of options and multiplies and all of that stuff. So the Fool, which is, I read this card as Spirit saying, if I'm reading someone, the Spirit is saying, shh, don't mention anything about the blessing coming in, because we as a group need to approach and enjoy this, whatever's coming up, with a novice heart, with the glee of excitement. And if I was to go on and on saying, well, what's this big surprise? What's this right angle coming? Then, and if I was to guess what it is, then all of us would be tainted. We wouldn't have that feeling of grace coming in. So I believe there's something around the corner. It might be Jack Smith, but I think he's going to be helped by someone else. It feels like sometimes in the news, it feels like he's the only Lone Ranger, to our problems, but he does have a lot of power. We just have to keep him happy. Keep him happy.
I think he's got a lot on other people in the Congress that is going to be big news. I think he's holding back some cards.
Yeah, oh yeah. See, he's like that onion where there's layers to him. Okay, let me just move through here really quick. Crazy Trump. I know, because this is what I feel about Trump here. Let's see. I said, here it is.
I'm going to punch him out and I'm going to go to jail and I'm going to be happy.
I'm going to punch him out. I'm going to go to jail and I'm going to be happy. All right. Let me go back to comments and move into stars. What does he want? Simple. Netanyahu has his eyes, sun's
On,
Gaza's mouth,
eyes on.
eyes on Gaza's. Oh, I didn't realize they were that.
That's where the money. That's there's large amount of money, and now you've made it clear. I didn't know where that money aspect was. I saw that it was a real
Thank you.
thirsting for money, lusting for money, and I couldn't understand what that was. Thank you for pointing that out.
Agnes, thank you so much. I did not know that. That's a blessing. Oh, we already did that one. Sorry. I'm going down a little bit more. Here we are. We have an 11, 12, 5, 6. Deborah, could you give me a reading? This is Julie. For the rest of the year, please, I would like to know what Claire gifts I should pursue. Also, I'm going to do your numbers for that one. And just like what I explained, I'm going to do one at a time. Well, a full year of birth. So how I would add this up is, I have my little phone. Sorry. How I add it up is the 11 is a 2. So I'll put 2 plus. The 12 is a 3. I'll put 3 plus. And then I'll go 19, 1, 9, 5, 6. And you are a 26, 8. That is good. All those even numbers are really, really, really good. So your clairs can come in every way. This is what I'll just take 1 second to tell you, that our messages from spirit come from the 5th through the 9th dimension. But the first dimension is the crystal core. Second dimension is our earth up to the crust. The third dimension is us living on the crust of the earth. The fourth dimension is how we feel about living on the crust of the earth. And then 5 is love. And I could talk forever on this, but the gatekeepers are the Palladians. And then it goes to love. It goes to form. And then it goes to sound and light. The 9th dimension is all about moving time. So I don't go there. That's like the Akashic records, and I don't go there. But you can get, it's like a birthday cake. So you have all this cake, that's us, our reality, and then we have the 5th, 6th, 7th are like candles on a birthday cake, and you just tap into all of that. So the clairs can come many different ways. You've got something there. Let me show. I'm going to leave room for Lalit right here.
Julie, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just seeing if I could get it on there in the proper way. I didn't mean to interrupt what you were saying, Deborah. I didn't mean it all.
Okay.
But
Are you there? Yeah.
Julie, this is Julie. Julie has an ascendant Virgo with Jupiter sitting right there. Oh my goodness. You definitely have claircognizance, but you also have healing gift in your hands. You have a lot of healing energy that's very magnetic, like Reiki style healing through the hands, and very great sensitivity. This is your 6th house of healing, Pisces, sensitivity, Sun and Mercury exactly conjunct in Scorpio. Now, an exact conjunction like that is powerful, powerful. And your complex mental energy and your healing arts that come through your hands are very powerful, and a lot of magnetism. So you have claircognizance and Reiki are kind of things that you have talent. You have definite talent in healing in your hands, or even, I don't know if you are, if you could do a certain different kind of massage therapy that would be unique to you. Doesn't have to be Reiki, but your hands are powerful. Powerful.
And also, being an 8 life path, you are keen with the tangibles. Manifesting, you can manifest really quickly. I know you feel that you can't, but if you can,
Yes.
definitely.
You can.
Mhm.
It's very clear. The 2nd house of manifestation is full of Earth, Sun, Neptune,
Mhm.
Mercury, and Sun, all in Scorpio. The most powerful of all. This is the manifestation and abundance. And with Jupiter on the horizon in Virgo, this is Earth, and you have a lot of power and a very optimistic, joyous. You have joy in your heart that you can share. That is very, very profound.
Definitely.
It's that sensitivity, joy, and yet clear thinking and ability to have structure and power
Mhm.
through your hands.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. You get messages from all the different dimensions at on all the levels because you're a master at it. As far as your year goes, the rest of the year looks pretty darn good. I've got the evenness of justice with the 4 of wands, which is rest after a long battle. So that's good to hear for the rest of the year. Also, strength under pressure, and how you deal with strength. Sorry, how you deal with strength is that if you feel ruffled and mad or blue, that means you're trying to control something. That's the message of strength. I just wrote about that in my new book. I've got the fortune coming up and your freedom with the 8 of swords reversed. So it looks like a really wonderful year. Absolutely. Thank you, Julie. So you had her chart right there. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I love the way you said about her power and structure and Saturn blueness. She does have Saturn and Mars passing the 6th house, so there is some little bits of sadness, but there is power in that, and she will be refining things and getting techniques under control.
Right. Yeah, because usually we change our moods at the level of action as well. And so if you were to being an 8 and if you could just ground yourself hugging a tree, I mean, just literally it can shift in that second when you hold some beautiful dirt or plant a plant or something like that, but in the earth. That is your friend. Absolutely. And then, this will be our last one. Earth Star 1, any message. I love that one. Freeform. And you gave me your birthday. Thank you very much. Hey. Oh, you're so lucky. You're a 3811. I'm a 2911. You're going to be richer than me. You'll do better with money, let me tell you. So let me do the cards now. Ooh, and you're in a 7 personal year. You're very intuitive. I mean, that's what this year is synchronizing up to offer you. It's up to you to say, okay, I'm going to take that class. I'm going to take Suzanne Giesman's class or somebody else's class, something else I learned. I'm going to go ahead and open that up because that you're learning metaphysically, you're learning signs spirit can use to communicate with you. So whatever you're learning, whatever you choose to go after, any messages, let me see. Spirit is very proud of you for walking away from something that wasn't good for you. You put a lot of time and effort into it. You did it recently or it's coming up, and it'll just be a no-brainer to walk away from something. You just can't do it anymore. And so what that does immediately is bring in, isn't that weird? It's like a fairy tale. It brings in the Ace of Cups, which means moving into something you really love and love to do, a deepening of your relationship. If you're in a relationship, it could mean a new physical relationship if you're not in a relationship. But I feel there's a collaboration coming up with a woman of means, older woman of means. You're very, very good at what you do. There's recognized, and you will be, because of what the actions you've done in the last couple of weeks or coming up next couple of weeks, because of those actions, you will reap the benefits of that action in no time. Like what I do 30-day, 1 month increments. It'll be like within the month, 30 days, you're going to really feel that bounty of all the work you've done. And that's my message. That's really a good message. But 3811 is really good. Did you have anything to add, my dear?
Well, I loved what you said, and as you were talking, I was going, yes, I could see. I got Hanged Man, so it seems that maybe you've been transitioning out of a phase in your past where maybe there was some strife or grief that you didn't feel you had to move on from something before. So you've mentally left something in the past, and you are going to be okay in terms of money. You're going to be okay for money, and here's a 9 of Cups. Hey, so you're going to have something very rewarding in your future that is going to bring you more happiness than you were feeling. You weren't feeling satisfied in what you were doing. And you're going to move into an area that you're going to have much more sense of self. You're doing something really worthwhile that's going to bring you great pleasure and rewards and bounties. You've got 7 of Pentacles too, so you've got a harvest coming your way. I mean, I think you're shifting gears. So you're at a time when you are moving into a new area that's going to bring you a lot more feeling of happiness and soul contentment in your soul. So I think things are looking good, and you will have definitely earthly good your earthly desires and abundance will be fulfilled in a bountiful. It's more than that, because your spirit is going to be filled, because you've left some unpleasantness behind, and now you're free to do you're finding your true path.
Yeah. She says, wow, awesome. Yes, pulled away from some past negative energy.
This is the negative energy that you pulled away from, and it's going to be a new freedom for you, and you're going to gain rewards in all levels, spirit and abundance in all areas. So
that's
more
good.
joy.
Wow. That is this has been a nice evening. The time has come for us to turn into pumpkins. I'm feeling fatter already. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
that-
everybody.
That
It's-
stopped
it's-
by.
It's the high point of my week to be here with you.
Yes, mine too. Mine too. And I'm going to start. We're going to dance off stage and tell you we love you, love you, love you. And then I'm going to show you another little bit. So we'll see you next Friday. I'll get the announcements done this week for sure. And see you next Friday at 6. Love you all.
Punch him out. I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to be happy.